Why don't we just jump right in and take a quick demo?
Yeah, sure thing. So this is Norsk Studio. When you first load it, there's an empty workspace in the middle with nothing on it. And we have a pile of nodes on our left-hand side that we have already built in advance. So for example, I can drag and drop an SRT listener onto there. I can take an encode ladder, select some resolutions, optionally choose some hardware to use for that ladder. And I can drag and drop between the nodes and gradually build up a workflow. So obviously I need some kind of output. WEP is a good place to go. And obviously I require the audio from the original source as well. There we go. And when you've built a workflow like this, you can test it locally. So that's me spinning up a workflow. And if I send a source at that, now it's all alive. And I can go look at the live web output of my workflow there, and that's the whole thing running. So with a few mouse clicks, I'm able to take SRT, do a proper ladder, and output with web. Underneath each of these is a little bit of code using our SDK, and it's possible very easily to create new versions of any of these things to do pretty much any task.
So that was a simple application. Can you build something a bit more complex? You've got a lot of inputs, a lot of processes, and a lot of outputs. Can you show us what you can do with Studio that's a bit more complicated?
I can. Obviously, to save time, I'm not going to be dragging and dropping from the left-hand side for this small video, but thankfully, here's one we prepared earlier. So this one has an SRT input, which allows 3 different cameras to connect. And I've dragged and dropped some previews for those cameras onto my workspace. I've got a multi-camera selection tool here for choosing which one's live and a preview of that. I've got a lower third component here, which can render some news banners onto that. Then I've got my ABR ladder, and then I'm outputting to HLS and Dash, as well as doing a webRTC output. And again, I can just spin that up over here. I'm going to start my sources. The previews spring into life, and I can indeed come over here and use the UI to select which one's live. This component here ships with a more full-featured UI and can serve effectively as a Vision Director interface for controlling which camera is live. Which is good. I am noticing here that my lower third hasn't got a preview, so I'm not able to see what that's doing. So I can actually pop a preview on there and spin up again. And you can see there's actually a ticking banner on my output there, which is what that component's doing.
Can you show us the output of either Dash or webRTC?
Yes. So let's just pretend I hadn't pressed stop there then, and I'll just spin it all up again. Yeah, so let me just select one of the actual sources. Can I show you the output? Yes, let's load the web. There you go.
Okay, good.